Hey, welcome everyone to Mystics Outlook. We got Raymond Lyons here, Ricardo W. Jr., I'm Wilson Tarpey Jr. We're watching the Mystics. They won their preseason finale this afternoon against the Atlanta Dream, 83-72. We saw them again get out to a good start. This time they were able to sustain a little bit better than in that first outing. Cardell, you and I talked during pregame. We're anxious to see how the upgraded size on Washington's roster would help dealing with physicality, Atlanta, and some of the issues Atlanta gave them last season. But Ray, we'll start with you. Just your thoughts on the Mystics. Again, it's preseason, but we did get kind of like a long stretch of you know s- some solid possible starting lineups out there for both sides. So your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, just like you said, it's the final preseason game. You want to kind of see what you're going to be looking at uh, when come first game of the season. So the projected starters did get a little more minutes. Obviously, Shakira wasn't out there, but yeah, for the most part, you kind of got to see what Sydney's going to be rolling with, and it was a good outing, man. That's the kind of development you want to see at this point for a team in this position. A lot of new faces, and they're still young overall. So, it was good to see them kind of bounce back from their showing in the last game. That third quarter against Minnesota, the offense just went south. This game, they were able to keep it up a little bit more. Um, just seeing their the point guard position just being a little more solidified with Georgia Amore and Rory Harmon. Their ability to get in the paint is just going to open up so many things for this team. It generates more high quality looks, the decision making, and then just the pressure it'll put on the defense, and their ability to play in pick and roll. It's with the bigs that the Mystics have with Lauren Betts, Kiki, Shakira, is going to open things up for them tremendously. So I'm just kind of excited to see them get rolling in the regular season. And the outside shooting, man, which was a problem last year as well. They shot it pretty well from three tonight. And again, that's gonna add a new dimension to the offense, make things a little easier for the bigs to operate, so teams just can't just kind of collapse on them. They're gonna have to respect the shooters that the Mystics have on the floor. So yeah, man, this is the game you want. This is the game you want to see them play before things start to count. So they can take this positive momentum into the regular season. And yeah, it's no complaints, man. Good outing. Like you said last season, Atlanta they kind of bullied the Mystics, just to keep it frank. And with their with their added size, I don't think it's going to be many teams that are going to be able to do that. Bet she looks like she's here for it. She's here for all the physicality. She knows she's 6'7" and she likes to throw a weight around, and that's what I like to see from a player that size. So yeah, man, good game for the Mystics, and yeah, hoping they can just continue to develop and get better.
Cardell.
Yeah, for me, you saw the athleticism up and down the roster show with the way they was swarming defensively and the way they scored in, off the Dreams turnovers, especially in transition, man. I think they outscored the Dream with 26-19, and they had 14 steals, and I can't remember I don't think I've ever seen Ryan Howard in any game go 0 for 5. Not college, not the league, not in preseason, nothing. Not the unrivaled league, whatever, nothing. Like she does that don't happen, man. And that tells you where they at. And you look, we know what Sonya brings to the table, but Cody, man, she different. She was with it. You know what I mean? And you could tell they like, yeah, this y'all regular season starts today. You know what I mean? Kind of get in that mode, trying to send a message, man. Because we're gonna see a lot of the Dream, and Missy showed up. They showed up, man. And one thing I love about what the Missy showed today with Lauren Betts and the depth of bigs that they have and the versatility that they have, they played through that. They only shot 14 threes in this area. You feel what I'm saying? It was 5 or 14 at that. They didn't just rely on the 3-pointer to try to win this game, and they hitting cold spells, and hopefully we'll shoot ourselves back into the game. No. We're gonna go through our bigs and we make it go through there. And when they get going, they're gonna draw doubles. They're gonna draw a crowd. They're gonna kick it back out, and then we make the right read after that, whether to give it back to the big or shoot the three or drive in the paint. And that's why you saw so many paint points. You know, the points in the paint with Washington outscored the Dream 46-32. Then we not even, like Ray brought up Georgia and Rory. I love what they bring in at the point guard position, man. Like to me, Rory. Obviously, I'm not in the Mystics front office. I don't, what it is. I'm just talking about just what I've seen throughout preseasons and games and stuff. I don't see how she don't make the roster. I just don't see it. Like I think they need her on the roster. Uh, I think she's ready to go. With her being a little bit older, coming out of college, I think she's ready to go right now. And to have that youth and that shiftiness and the way they can defend and dominate a game, don't really even look to score like that, and just be true point guards, it's perfect for the type of bigs that they have and the wings that they have. And it takes pressure off of Sonya to have to do what she did last year, have to be a point, like a point forward and all that type of stuff, man. She can just do what she do best, defend, knock down shots, and make the necessary read and get the assist when it's necessary, man. So yeah, man. Look, we were excited on draft night with the players that they drafted, man. And you see it already forming, and Shakira ain't even played yet. You see what I'm saying? So, I love it. The thing is, when it's go time, and then you know what I always say, when the scouting report catches up, and when the grind hits these young players, can they mentally get over it and just keep producing consistently? But the talent's there. Anybody can see that, man. And it looks like it should be a very, very exciting season for the Mets. But I love what I saw today. This was a nice little test before the regular season begins.
Yeah, I think like piggyback with what you guys said, like you can tell the physicality there is there defensively, especially on the perimeter. Was not like that last year. And we talk about it just as a group. You guys mentioned both Georgia and Rory. We saw them uh, for all the things they do positively and running the team. And I love the fact that they both do a great job of they touch the paint feels like almost every possession. To you guys' point about them playing inside out, is having two experienced floor generals, understanding how important it is. They're two little players, and they don't just jack up threes for the hell of it. They're touching paint and putting the defense in rotation. And we saw several possessions throughout the game where it's beautiful watching the ball move and the opposing defense is trying to catch up, and then they're getting threes out of that. Or even sometimes like the actions you're running with Lawrence up top, and they're making really smart cuts. Multiple players are making good cuts off of Lauren getting the ball up top, and she's doing a great job at. Right, what you say, being 6'7", being comfortable with my size, and I'll take the cut that I like best. And they were just picking things apart at different times. But what I really like about those 2 point guards defensively, they don't really give ground. Know what they lack in height, but physically they're about it. Jordan stuck her nose in there on that one drive when Angel tried to go over the top, and she was under the screen just waiting there. She knew she was going to take a hit, took the hit, no issue. Roy, having people turning as much as they do, and like you said, Cardell Cody just like she had it where a couple experienced wings didn't really want to deal with that like that. They like you really want to deal like, fighting her to get downhill, knowing what's waiting behind her. I thought hopefully I'm finally saying her name right, but Dugalich. I thought today she had a really comfortable game, and for some folks who were kind of whatever on draft night, this is why UCLA was kind of unfair. She's a mismatch. She knows how tall she is too, and we saw her kind of take advantage of that when she had small players on her. She's in the paint. Other times, she's letting it fly. We saw her put on the ground and draft. But also, I thought she did a great job hitting the glass, doing the little things. Like you said, it should be a very exciting year. They're going to go through their lumps because they're super young. There's been 2 broadcasts. They can't help but talk about how young they are. The other thing I wanted to mention through 2 preseason games, right? And we know what the misses have been like the last 2 years. You guys have been here watching. You guys tell me what you think about this number. They have taken 66 free throws through 2 games. Totally different from the last couple of years in terms of of the offense being a little bit more balanced. And to your point of getting into the paint, 66 free throws. And there was a stretch in this game where it kind of got bogged down with free throws, but I don't know if last year's Mississippi State would have been able to get through that same type of stretch. I know it's preseason, get through that same type of stretch when another team's continuing getting to the line, and there was almost an inability to get to the line at times. They're getting to like as young as they are, they're getting to the line on a regular basis. Even some of the no calls, they're attacking with such conviction and physicality. Like I just think that was something I really took from these two games. Even in the loss against Minnesota, they got to do a better job knocking those down. But they went to the
Mm,
line 40 times against Minnesota.
Yeah. I mean, and naturally, people gonna look at the bigs. Obviously, Lauren Betts, she's leading the charge of that. But Cody, like I said, athleticism, it matters. It helps you get where you want to go quickly and consistently. And she's living in a paint, man. She's tough, man, and she understands how to use her body to draw fouls. And this is what we've been saying. Guys our age that grew up in a different time. Oh, you can get your 3 points a totally different way than just selling for these long ass threes. And you can give the other team in a bonus a lot quicker, so you can consistently get free throws and control the pace of the game. It's a lot of ways to do this. You don't have to stand out there and just live by the three. And that's what you're seeing. Like, why do that? We're gonna get easy points the old fashioned way. And those points add up. Now, unless they change the rules, you'd be like, hey, we get more points for 3-point shots and shiftiness, more vanity type shots and stuff like that. Cool, I get it. But that ain't the case, man. And that's what you're seeing. So even when the Mystics have cold spells offensively, they know, we can get to the line. And we could try to get through this cold spell by still scoring enough points where we could try to win this game or come back and win this game, depending on what situation they're in. And that's what you're seeing, man. And I love the rookies that they draft because and you can tell by their attitude. They come there like, dog, we ain't waiting for y'all to hit us. We've been hearing about how the WNBA is all throughout our college careers. Man, we try to hit y'all. We not waiting on y'all. So I love it, man. And you need that attitude. And that's the attitude they had when they was running through the league when they won the chip. So let's get back to that.
All right, it's up on the screen for you guys. Player of the game in this one.
Ooh, gotta go Lauren.
yeah, for sure.
Easy.
All right. Hope this one is just as easy X Factor for y'all.
Mm, that I had to go with Dugalich. Just all around impact. She had, it was other players that did their thing. We mentioned them. But the 7.6 rebounds, 2 assists. Just finding ways to add 3 steals. Yeah. You can't ignore that, man. Like the all around impact. And I think for her to be on this roster, she's gonna have to impact the game in multiple ways. She's obviously, no disrespect. It's like we kind of already know where the ball gonna go as far as go-to players. We know that. So she's gonna have to impact the game without scoring a lot of times, or spotting up limited scoring opportunities. She's still gonna have to impact the game, and she damn sure can't give nothing up defensively if she wants to stay on the floor. So that's why I'm saying with her, it was good just seeing her impact the game in all those ways, man.
Right? You had another candidate for X Factor.
No, I was just kind of going back and forth between her and Cody McMahon, but Dugalich, her, just like Ardell said, she checked more boxes, and like feel like she's going to stick around. She's gonna have to play like kind of what Emily Enksler was giving them that first year where she kind of broke out. Just one game she's capable of getting 20 points. Then the next game she'll have 10, 7, and 6 or something like that. With elite defense and with her length, she can guard up and down the depth chart. So yeah, I wrote her for tonight.
And she's
Yeah,
6'4".
yeah,
I don't know why I
yeah.
kept thinking she's 6'2" when I was watching her. I'm like, dog, they big, man.
I have to remind myself. I have to remind myself all throughout the game
Yeah,
that they're huge, and and I think one of the luxuries with her again. Now I'm not trying to again pick on some of y'all that were acting crazy on draft night. Is she's literally getting to play the same role she played at UCLA.
yeah, exactly.
Come in, give the team whatever they need. She has a lot of experience in that, and that's why I love today was we saw her comfortable. The first preseason game, look, it's a rookie, it's cool, but today, look, she looked comfortable doing what we saw her do as a
Exactly.
Bruin. Hey, what does this game need from me? Cool, I got y'all. You know, The floor is a little bit spaced out. Lauren is cool. They got you up high, kind of defending some things. I'm gonna go hit the glass. No issue. Depend on this matchup, I'm gonna attack the basket. Something else, let me go set these screens, and even if I'm not getting the ball when I pop, they gotta honor it a little bit, or I'm gonna take enough of them if I'm open that you can't just leave me. But yeah, I'm with you guys. I think these rookies, they look to make an impact this year, and I know everyone's kind of like, going into the year, we'll take it slow and all that other stuff. I think they're ready to hit the ground running and just see what happens.
And, and,
Go
and
ahead.
because what you said, how people was mad when she got, well, not mad, but voicing their displeasure when she got picked,
Yep.
is how she did and stuff. And it's like sometimes, man, when you building a team, you don't need to go for like the most talented player, man, because you got that already. You got that covered. You need players that can fit roles and complement what you already have. Sometimes too much talent is a bad thing because everybody feel like they the ish, and they're not gonna play together. And then your turn, I gotta get mine, and I gotta get mine, and then it's just a headache, man. And what she did tonight, perfect. You summed it up perfectly, Wilson. That's exactly the role she did, playing off Kiki, playing off Lauren, playing off. I always forget her name. The other sniper that got drafted in the first round from UCLA, like
her brother in the league.
Gabriella Hawkins.
Yeah,
Or you talk about Neekins too.
Hawkins. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what she did. I'm a use. I could do everything. I'm a utility player. Whatever we need, I can fill that role, get that done, so we can win or be in position to win. And that's that. Dog, the Mystics haven't had that in quite some time. And then you add in her size. That's scary, man. That's a lot of size out there to be dealing with, man.
Yeah, you talk about it not some time. I don't think they've had anybody in that role since they won the chip. Tiana Hawkins played that role for them,
There you go.
running the chip. Where
And she
the
wasn't
only difference is like an inch. She's 6'3". But again, just she can score on all three levels. She can do a lot, and throughout that run, there were moments where those big games she had, they needed every bit of it. When they were fighting some teams that were huge, she was in there banging just with everybody else too. So again, you talked about, that's why it's so important of how you put a roster together. These pieces really, really, truly matter. We had a couple comments before we get out of here, so let me get those up there. Every 11C as always. Hope you're doing well. What's y'all stat predictions for the first round picks the last 2 years? I guess to my last year's class.
But just impact both ends. The numbers don't matter. The only number that matter at this point is the win column.
Wins and losses, man. That's all I don't care about.
Man, I could care less. It's more W's.
It's been some rough years in DC, man. On both sides. You just want the only number we care about is wins, man. And they had 2 All-Stars from last year, so they off to a good start, putting up good numbers. And I expect Georgia to be up there among the league assist leaders and stuff because she has a lot of weapons. A lot of weapons at her disposal.
All right, the second one was do y'all think Cody is best starting at the 3 or leading the bench unit? Also curious who y'all think the best defender is on this roster.
Ooh, coming with the questions, I love it. Best starting at the 3. It's hard to say because we don't know what the coaching staff. They might switch the lineup depending on who they play. You know what I mean? Right now, I think it looks like kind of. I mean, she kind of got it right now. But what if Shakira come back and you know what I'm saying they gotta go big for a game? We don't know. But if this is the lineup, I mean, guess it's already kind of established. You know what I'm saying? Because she started both games. So I mean, and if you've seen her highlights from college and that on draft night, you understand. So, and you've seen the production out the gate. So yeah, I mean. I wouldn't be surprised, but I also won't be surprised to see her at times maybe coming off the bench to 6-woman role, and Sonya being the 2-3 at times, like she did last year, man. It just all depends on who they playing. And the best defender on this roster, man, that's tough. But we gotta see what the rookies do when it's really go time. We gotta really see that.
That is a 20-game in question right there. We'll get back to that. It's a hell of a question in the preseason.
Yeah.
Give us a little time. Ray, your thoughts on either one of the 2 questions?
I'm kind of on the same way as Cardell. I think it's going to matchups is going to determine, a lot of personnel decisions. Because and the beauty of it is they have the flexibility with the players they have on this roster to kind of shuffle the deck depending on who they're going against. So yeah, some games we definitely might see her starting, and some games, you know, she'll come off the bench, which she can play that microwave role, just come in and immediately get to it, and start putting up points. So yeah, man, I think that's gonna fluctuate. And if it shakes out a certain way where she just proves that she needs to be in the starting lineup, then I'm sure the coaches will make that decision if they feel it needs to be made. And yeah, that best defender question, I definitely can't answer that right now. So yeah, round about mid season, I'll have more input on that.
Yeah, I'm with Cardell and Ray here. It's a good problem type of question. Like that's the answer to it. It's just good
Mhm.
problems. Nothing good problems. You got the luxury if you want to get real dumb and go crazy, go extra big, and that's Lauren, Kara, Kiki, Sonia, and who's ever at the one. You can do all types of crazy stuff. You got Cody, you got Cassandra. You can utilize the two of them and match up with folks however you see fit. Like the important thing is you got three capable bigs, two with experience already. Uh, the rookie happens to be 6'7". I'm sorry, four capable bigs. And you got two rookies, and what? Kara's going into year five. Kiki's going into year two. Then you got the UCLA Bruins teammates. You got Betts, the Dugovich. Like you got a lot of great options, man. We'll see what it looks like. That's gonna be the fun part. But yeah, if you can remember to ask is around like game 20. The earliest you can ask again is game 20. Like give us a chance. Just give us a sample size. We got you.
I
Give
will
us some
say
time.
this: potentially, with what they bring to the table, yeah, Prosper and Notre Dame, yeah, McMahon and Notre Dame Prosper, yeah,
Mhm.
they because Prosper can move at 6'3" and she's bigger than McMahon, but she just got to get acclimated into the league, and that's why we're saying give it some time so they can get used to when it's real. You know what I mean? And they on the scouting reports, and teams are trying to target them because they're rookies, and
Yep.
we got to see how they adjust. But potentially, with the physical tools that they have, those are the two for sure. Like because they can get at because their athleticism, their size, man, how aggressive they are, and they can get at it 1 through 4, and shoot in the prosper case even fives, some fives. You know what I mean?
And
So
go ahead.
go ahead.
Now I was just gonna say, like I think that was clear on draft night. So why some of us were excited on draft night was they literally told you what they felt, what they showed you they were addressing a need. It was right there on the wing. You got Kobe, you got Prosper. Stupid size and athleticism between the two of them. Cody might be a little bit more mature physically, cool, and like you said, Prosper's huge. Like 6'3" wing is dumb. Like that's just like you want to talk about the luxury of luxuries. That's what that is. And again, y'all gonna hear me keep saying this. Like people are getting an opportunity to continue the role that they played. She played that role for Notre Dame, just using her size defensively guarding. It was her and her doggo taking turns at the point of attack, just raising hell for them in college, and they did it at a very high level.
Yeah, man, it goes back to, and there's also mentality. Like you can have all the tools, but if your mentality ain't, yo, I'm not having none of that. I'm with all of that. Where's the challenge at? If you don't have that mentality, then you're not gonna be able to show all that. But they both have it. Like you saw McMahon screaming on some of the Dream players when she was bodying them already. Like you know what I mean? Is they with it, and I love to see that. Like y'all not about to just punk us because we rookies, man. Y'all we gonna fight back, and that's what you need. And I love that energy.
Doug Dame, great points. We don't have to shoot 100 threes. We're just bigger, stronger, more athletic. We can just beat teams up. Man, just it's crazy how some old boring things just make sense. Really crazy.
But you
Like
know what's not boring? Winning.
when,
Never gets
hey
old.
man, hey man.
Never
My
gets old.
favorite stat. How about that? Things I learned over the past 5 years. Some very important stat. Boy, did I miss it. Yep, Prosper has potential to be a leader on defense. Just agreeing with the
Hmm.
conversation we were just having. And again, it's a good solid way to end the preseason. Things go live later this week. Friday is the season opener. That's on the road. The home season opener is on Sunday. So we'll check in with you guys then. We look forward to speaking with you next weekend. And we appreciate you guys for the questions and everything. Keep that up all season long. And hopefully be here for a really exciting season to see what this young team does. And keep in mind, like we didn't see any we didn't see any Shakira Austin or Michaela Onion wearing it. We didn't see either one of them. Like, it's everything we've been talking about. Those for this super young team, some of their vets did not touch the floor in preseason. So
And Shakira might be the best all around athlete, even though I think McMahon is challenging that but she don't have her size. So if it's close and even, and Shakira's 6'5", you see what I'm saying? So it's a problem. It's a problem.
and what that does on the wing, Michaela has great size on the wing too. That's Michaela, Cody, and Hunter Prosper. Totally different from what was out there defensively on the perimeter last year. Like folks that are wired to do that thing that people try to just say you just try hard. No, they're wired for that end of the floor. And at Scarnell's point, all of them are about that life on there. Like one of the things I couldn't like that I kept watching throughout the game was Atlanta tried their hardest to screen Washington's perimeter players and free up their own perimeter players. They just were like, we're not getting screens. So you're gonna keep setting these screens. We're not going. And I hope that continues throughout the entire season. It was refreshing through a couple preseason games. I can only imagine what it's like for 40 something odd games. But y'all have a great night. Enjoy the week, and we'll check in with you guys next weekend for the first two games of the season.